That was quite a night. I feel exhilarated, yet exhausted. Triumphant at what we have discovered, but mournful for Miss Court Smythe. So do you think it must have been one of the guests at the gala?
An accomplice disguised as a guest turned murderer. A master criminal they may appear to be, but they have never crossed paths with Belgium's greatest detective. Now we must speak with the guests of the gala again, as well as find Monsieur Christiansen, who has continued to evade my questions. I have no doubt one or more of them will hold the answers we require regarding the death of Mademoiselle Court Smythe.
Yeah, one of them is the murderer, so. Chapter 5. The scheme. I hope Johan is here because we need to speak to him. But Betty is probably here for sure. I think, because it's her dressing room. Oh, it's just Betty. And this also updated. Let me see. What did? Monsieur Aylesworth was interviewed at London Illustrated News at the time of the murder. Yeah, but I have no one who can confirm that. So you're just believing that? Waste bin. I can see a torn up letter that looks interesting, but I can't go rifling around in there while Madame Ellen is still present. So we need to get rid of everybody, basically. Can interact with her. But I want to find a toy somewhere for the cat. Newspaper. Is this what I need to read? So this is the article he is referring to. Top of the flop. With a name like Betty Allen at the top of the bill, one would expect a certain level of professional stage experience to steer even the dullest of shows, but on this occasion it was left treading water and floundering in a sea of amateur dramatics. The final curtain fall, along with its star from the other side of the pond, was greeted by standing ovation, accepted with tears of gratitude, a bouquet-filled arm, and a wave that suggested she had given the performance of her life. And if her performance was that of an actress found on the streets of the East End, she deserved every applaud. Mediocre, a term usually used derogatively of someone's performance, but in Betty Allen's case it is the best one can muster. Without the imaginably back-breaking support of the sublime accompanying orchestra, the entire show would have fallen under the weight of Mrs. Allen's increasing ego and misplaced high notes. A newspaper with the headline, MP crosses floor. Looks like an interview with our very own Monsieur Aylesworth. Am I saying this? What is happening? Halley's Comet continues to amaze scientists in the world. I'm glad I was able to see it in my lifetime. News of fire and Mademoiselle Cosmus has yet to reach the rest of London. I knew it wouldn't take long for the news of the theft to make the headlines. Monsieur de Mere was right. He's making quite a stir on the political scene. I don't know. Oh, this is apparently the article. Mr. A. Thompson, local butcher to those of Lambeth, beloved father and husband. Second Lieutenant David Golding. Fell to Petusis, surrounded by his children Henry and Eliza and wife Eleanor. Why am I getting this? What? Misplaced Magdalene. So is this the article of this Monsieur Aylesworth? I'm so confused. How am I supposed to make sense of this? The newly christened Royal Edward Gallery was set to return to the height of its glory days, with its wavering reputation for bland and outdated exhibits being a regular occurrence. The arrival of a collection from the Dubois estate in Bouillon, Belgium, including the highly anticipated Penitent Magdalene, recently purchased by the Honourable Mortimer Aylesworth of the Conservative Party, was to be the revival that was so badly needed. Instead, while I stood patiently waiting for its grand reveal and expectant gasps of it, was the shock of an empty frame that stole the limelight. Penitent Magdalene survived the Brabant Revolution, the Belgian Revolution, remaining steadfast on the walls of Château de Dubois for well over 150 years. And yet in only a matter of weeks on English shores and days within our illustrious city, she was kidnapped. The Detective Inspector Hardwick of Scotland Yard's swift arrival showed the urgency of not only the Metropolitan Police Force, but also the museum's curator, Miss Evelyn Lakshmi Warbeck, to find and return the precise piece back to its new, if not short-lived, home. I think this is about him. So this is the article Mr. Aylesworth, or the interview he gave, something like that. January's election result of a hung parliament was not the way the decade was expected to start, and it paved the way for some that reside in the House of Lords to question exactly where they stood on the important policies, and for some, more importantly, how that would affect their support. One such MP that has spent the last months considering his position and further career is the Right Honourable Mortimer Aylesworth. Hailing from Surrey, where his loyal constituency sees his moral code and ethics as a continuation of his father's sterling work. While it looked as though his popularity would only continue to grow through the Conservative and Liberal Unionists, his most recent speech in the House, where fellow party members watched on as he questioned the integrity of his party before making the bold and often considered career suicide move of crossing the floor. Speaking with him following the House sitting, he told me, "I couldn't sit back any longer and allow those in desperate need in our towns and cities to be forgotten. We have the great privilege of serving the children and citizens, and we just aren't doing enough, and I had to make a change." I think that's it, right? Except for this one. Halley slays the king. To many, Halley's comet came and went, like a bright trail of glitter across the sky, a moment of beauty above the layer of grey cloud that hangs over the nation's capital. To others, it brought down a beloved and powerful monarch. Alright, I guess that's it. So I've read all the headlines. Let's go and speak to her.
Bonjour, madame. Do you have a moment to... Has something happened?
Why are you asking?
You bet something's happened! That slime bag! How dare he say my performance was mediocre!
Oh, right, that. I forgot about that.
I'm sure he didn't mean.
That's it! I give up. I'm done with this acting. With this sitting.
Take a deep breath. One man's opinion, and a wrong one at that, is not powerful enough to topple a career like yours.
You're right. Let him think what he wants. I'm sorry. I'm an actress. It's my prerogative to be a little overdramatic.
I don't agree with that, but fine.
Very impressive, Monsieur Hastings. A position in negotiations would suit you well.
Is there something I can help you both with?
Why were you following the gala?
You do know what I do, don't you? I was on stage, performing in front of a packed house.
I did not mean to.
Zach, he was there. You two seemed pretty friendly. He'll tell you. So will that Russian lady from the gala. She was with him.
Monsieur Demir and Mademoiselle Babagne. Together. Très bien.
Are you jealous? Was your husband also present?
Oh, he's already seen it. I told him he didn't have to come.
Yeah, but he is a suspect.
A supportive husband indeed.
Yeah, real supportive.
Where is he now?
Your guess is as good as mine.
It is most important that I speak with him.
Then you've got a missing painting and a missing husband on your hands because I haven't seen him.
I'm afraid I'm the bearer of some unfortunate news.
Look, I don't think I can take much more today.
Oh.
Mademoiselle Court Smythe was found murdered last night.
I'm just saying it anyway.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought perhaps the news would be a little more jarring.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't really want to hear about anyone dying, but me and her... Well, there's no love lost.
Madame Allen's nonchalant response has certainly caught me off guard.
It did? Alright.
You have been most helpful.
It didn't look like it, but fine. Yeah, I need a toy for a cat. Do you have one? I don't know how to get that. Or maybe, I don't know, does Hastings need to help me? Well, he's always in my way, by the way. Just let me pass. What happened here? Anastasia, watching Betty's performance. Mademoiselle Babanian was watching Madame Ellen's show at the time of the murder. She was on stage. He was watching. And that was it, right? Yeah. See, but this adds up because she's giving two people an alibi, but the other ones... Wait, can I not leave?
What do you need?
They are not... require assistance with what? The alibis don't hold up because they don't have a witness, right?
That sounds rather ominous.
I would not ask you to do something I would not consider doing myself. Only on this occasion, it is I that must execute the other part of the plan.
Wait, what are you even talking about?
What do you need me to do?
Madame Hélène, you must hold her attention while I take the opportunity to look around.
Oh, right.
I certainly can. I'll appeal to her love of attention.
Great idea.
Mrs. Allen, that photograph there, is that really you on a live film set?
Now I can look at it? Donna discarded an apology letter from one Johan Christensen, and with a stroke of luck, part of an address. Perhaps we are one step closer to identifying his hiding place. Great. No, so I can't even go anywhere anymore. Oh my god, really? So I can look at the waste bin and leave. That's it. Fine. We'll just do that then. So my inventory updated. She was obviously not interested in what he had to say. Well, I am, but I can't read it, looks like. So yeah, let's just leave. Is Zachariah still here, by the way? Doesn't look like it, no.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Those pigeons are really big, aren't they? Is that just me? I do have an address, but it didn't update. Wait, part of an address it said. I don't know what I need to do. Do I also need Hastings' assistance to distract the bishop?
What do you need?
No,
What can I do?
I can't.
Merci.
I didn't think...
Merci.
Huh.
No, I don't know how. I don't. There's nothing here, is there? I don't think there is. Is it something really easy that I'm missing? Could be. Sounds like me. So I've been everywhere. Mortimer's office, but that's a dead end.
What can I do for you, detective?
I will not take up.
So you can look around there. Museum. Can't do anything here, I think. Speak to Hastings.
What do you need? What can I...
But he's no help. Even though Poirot says he's been most helpful, but he didn't do anything. jug of cream. Oh, so that's what I needed. All right. So I did need to find it somewhere else. Just opening the door through Hastings. From like, I don't know how far away, very far away. This so annoys me that this game just doesn't want. Look at this. What are you even doing? Totally ruins the experience. Just wouldn't it just been like if they spend like maybe a month or two more on this game and you know make sure this all worked, it would have been so much better. Why didn't they do that? Is it a money thing or something? Or they just didn't care anymore? Use cream.
Voila.
There it is. Be nice to it now.
Your Grace, now that Bartholomew has been found, would you...
Probably not.
As my way of thanks, I'll answer your questions.
Ah, so he does. Great. I guess he did. I don't know what's happening. So much effort to find a cat that after learning the circumstances of why it ran and hid, I imagine it did not want to be found by its owner. At least now Bishop Mountjoy has no excuse to ignore my questions. Objective complete. Oh, alright, so you needed to complete that. I found the cat. Let's speak to him.
Very well. Get on with it.
He is saying more questions. Why am I not surprised? What were your movements yesterday evening?
I hope that comes from an inquisitive nature rather than a place of accusation. I was at a museum trustees meeting, trying to finally make a decision on that girl.
Why is this man always angry? That's not a healthy state to be in.
You mean Mademoiselle Warbeck?
Who else? She's running that museum into the ground.
I thought you just started.
And following the meeting?
I returned to the church to prepare for Compline prayers, although I don't think I was alone.
You don't think?
I got the feeling that someone had followed me from the museum. I never saw them, but I know what I felt.
That's ominous. He's not saying this, but what he's thinking is, if the bishop is correct, the murderer may have been stalking their potential next victim. What was your relationship to Mademoiselle Court Smythe?
None. I knew her merely by reputation, and a questionable one at that.
Yeah, but don't you think that everyone is questionable?
Do you want to tell me what all these questions are about?
Oh, right, I didn't do that.
Mademoiselle Court Smythe was murdered last night.
If you plan on being the bearer of such news, perhaps you should think of going about it with a little more civility.
Couldn't agree more.
How did the young girl die?
There was a fire in her apartment, although it wasn't the flames that took her life, but poison.
Arson and poisoning. Oh, what is this world coming to?
Also, if he is the potential next victim, doesn't that make him innocent?
Bishop Mountjoy claims he barely knew Mademoiselle Court Smythe, but still showed a level of empathy I was not expecting. Perhaps I judged his blunt facade too quickly.
Yeah, me too. The penitent Magdalene has been found.
Found it? Really? Oh, heavens be! The Lord has shown his will once more.
Not so fast.
I can only assume his delayed excitement came from being off guard. Unfortunately, I must turn his elation into disappointment.
Yeah, that's kind of mean, bringing it like that.
If your Grace would allow me to finish. A forgery of it was found in Mademoiselle Court Smythe's apartment, but it was destroyed in the fire.
She was the thief all along? Well, that just... A forgery? You mean she made a copy of it?
He's one of the buyers.
It appears that way.
I will rightly light a candle for her soul this evening, but that will not give her absolution from what she faces kneeling before our Lord.
Wait, what? Now that Bishop Mountjoy has left, he's still standing here, we can have a more thorough investigation of the church. Alright, so now I can take these things, which I wanted to, which I couldn't before. Tyrian purple, the most regal of colors, a sign of royalty and wealth. Oh, wait, what? I'm sure the good bishop will have no grievance with me borrowing this. But why do I need it? Logical thinking shall always prevail. But what? I don't understand this. What do I need the charcoal for? A different location, maybe? Do you need to look at the cat? No. I don't know.
Gentlemen, what can...
I was hoping to...
I'm afraid she already has her hands full.
Perhaps you should take her information of the glamorous Madame Helen wishing to quit show business elsewhere.
Let's not be so hasty. That could be just what we need.
Gentlemen, what can I do for you?
This is your office. It's very impressive.
Mademoiselle, would you have time to answer some questions?
I don't really have time right now. Perhaps we can schedule...
I assure you I shall remain focused and my questions relevant.
Fine. Make it fast.
There was a fire at Mademoiselle Court Smythe's loft apartment.
Is she all right?
No.
I'm afraid not.
Heavens. How awful. Did she have any close relatives?
I do not believe so. And her parents have both passed also. She was the last remaining Court Smythe.
A question I did not expect. Although at least she is showing some form of compassion for Mademoiselle Court Smythe's family, or lack thereof.
But it is a weird way to respond, right? Why would you want to know that? What was your relationship with her?
I only met her recently in a professional capacity. What are they going to do with her exhibit?
I cannot say, but they may not be as forthcoming with her work now.
I'm sorry, Detective. I don't understand.
Mademoiselle Court Smythe was behind the painting's disappearance, and a forgery was discovered in her apartment.
So she stole the original and made a forgery? What heavens for?
What else? Money.
That we are still yet to learn.
Did you see her following the gala?
Am I a suspect?
No.
We are just trying to gather all the information. Isn't that right, Poirot?
Oui, that is correct.
I'm sorry. It's just a lot to take in at once. I was working late into the evening yesterday. I had to get my article on the gala written. And the photographs, they had to be developed.
Okay, show me the photographs. Maybe there's something interesting on them.
There was probably someone still around in the office if you wanted to check. I'm sure you want to have every I dotted and T crossed.
That's for sure. Monsieur Ellsworth recalls seeing you in the office.
Really? I must have been so busy not to notice him. At least you can be sure of where I was.
So he doesn't have an alibi.
Was there anyone else present in the office?
If Mr. Aylesworth was there, Nathaniel, my editor, must have been.
It strikes me as rather strange that Mademoiselle does not recall seeing such an important figure in the office. But not everyone can be as observant as I.
What's so funny? Not everyone is as great as I am. Of course, I understand that.
I shall speak with the editor, as he will be able to confirm the presence of both in the office.
True.
Merci, mademoiselle. That is all for now.
I can walk around in this location, which I can't anywhere else. But I can't really look around, I think. I can just speak to her, that's it. And go back if Hastings will let me. Hello? I'm not doing anything. This is just a game, not working. So I guess you're not supposed to do this. Alright, I'm sorry. It's still not working. Again, not doing anything. But then I need to confirm their alibis and now I'm just leaving. Wait. So I need to go somewhere and return.
What can I do for you, detective?
So I can speak to him, I guess. That is annoying. No, it doesn't work. But I want to speak to the editor. I can't anymore. Did they even play it themselves just to see what it's like? I doubt it. What happened? Working late. So I guess I am trying to get alibis. I still don't know where he is. Wait, but I do have an alibi. He was working late, right? Didn't I find that out? I think I did. Do I need to speak to Hastings again?
What do you need? What can I...
Bishop Mountjoy gave a convincing alibi. What supports Bishop Mountjoy's murder alibi? This? And the candles burnt low, I think. Left open on a compline prayer, combined with what remains of the candle, clearly from extended use, I believe Bishop Mountjoy's claims that he was here at the time of the murder. Here he means the church. So now he has an alibi as well. That didn't update, but I think he does. Find a way to reveal what was written on the notepad. Wait, what notepad? Find out Johan's address. Where's that notepad? I have charcoal, but I don't know what notepad you mean. Where did I see that? Was it here? That's what I need it for, apparently. Oh, here it is. Oh, wait, use. This. There appears to be faint indentations on the paper. Even for my impeccable vision. Yeah, I know. Charcoal. Dearest father, the board continues to question my every decision. They see me not as an equal or even an adequate curator. I cannot be sure how much longer I can take the constant barrage of abuse. You've always taught me to stand and face those that try and derail one from their path, but it is a task I find myself struggling with alone. Said Mother, my love, I miss you both dearly. Perhaps this year you will join me in London for Christmas. All my love, your Evie.
It looks like she was telling the truth after all.
About composing the letter, oui. But we cannot confirm where it was penned.
What's all this other stuff? I don't think it's from the letter to her father.
It seems we have stumbled across the names and addresses for the guests of the gala, although they are not all legible. We have gathered all the information we can from the guests at the gala, all except
Betty's husband, Mr. Christensen.
oui. We are now in possession of his address, where he is no doubt hiding like a frightened young boy avoiding his headmaster's ruler.
This information is redundant unless we can find a map to help navigate us there. Oh. So now we also need to find a map. Wait, what? Talk to suspects. It just says, what if we just fast travel there? I hope that works. Why are you walking that way? That makes no sense at all. We don't have his address. Wait, do we need to do something with the... Where's my inventory? With stuff? And... Wait, what then?
What do you need? What can I do?
Merci.
I'm confused.
Oh.
I'm confused and annoyed. Why is this game so complicated? This just doesn't make sense. I'm gonna look it up. Alright, so I know what I need to do, which is kind of annoying and dumb because how am I supposed to know? He said I need to find a map, and apparently there's a map at the journalist's office. What do you want to call it? Newspaper office on the wall. Which how am I supposed to know? Here it is. Map of London. With details and names of street within the immediate area.
Voila. And just like that, the address of Monsieur Christiansen's apartment.
Thank you for watching. Curious what happens next? Subscribe to my page so you don't miss anything.